What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We just got to watch the Saints' first game of the season, which I know everybody is super fucking excited about. It took way too long to come, but it's finally here, and we start the season 1-0. Was it pretty? No. Was it enjoyable? For the most part, no. But at the end of the day, bruh, we're 1-0, and that's all that fucking matters. We're going to talk about the good, bad, and ugly of this game and really just get down to the nitty gritty of it. I just want to say shout out to Derek Carr, bro. It was nice watching him play his first game and getting his first win as a New Orleans Saint. Obviously, he like a lot of people are going to be like, he left more out there. He could have done better. Blah blah blah. Dude, we're going to talk about why he wasn't as efficient as he could have been and all of that shit in today's video. But I just want to say shout out to him because he came out there, home game, and didn't let us lose to a team that scored 0 touchdowns. And that's all that fucking matters, bruh. Because if we lost to the Titans when they didn't score a single touchdown, if we lost off of field goals alone, I was going to be so unbelievably sad. But yes, the final score 16-15 New Orleans way in New Orleans. Awesome to see. You can never complain about a win no matter how ugly it is because at the end of the day the team found a way to pull through and get a W. Derek Carr, he had 23 completions on 33 attempts with 305 yards, a 13.3 average, a touchdown, and an interception. Holy shit, I'm stuttering like crazy. He got sacked 4 times, which is largely in fault to fucking Trevor Penning, who literally sucks so much ass. He was getting thrown all over the place. Arden Key was fucking the dog shit out of him. He was bent over, upside down, different positions. He was getting thrown all over the place. Anytime you looked at that left side of the offensive line during this game, it was crumbling. It was crumbling, crumbling, crumbling for the entire first half until Dennis Allen finally reached out the hand of God and gave him the fucking assistance he needed because he was getting thrown all over the place. But other than those 4 sacks, I mean, Derek Carr had a pretty good game. He did as much as he could, given the circumstances he was in. There were a lot of times where the pocket was just crumbling. He had to run, scramble, try to survive and deliver some type of ball. There were so many plays that were thrown off the back foot, outside the pocket. He was running for his life, and that is something that has to be cleaned up for week 2 against the Carolina Panthers because Brian Burns is hungry and will get his. I just want everybody to know that. Hopefully the offensive line is running an unbelievable amount of laps at practice this week because they overall sucked a lot of ass. So Derek Carr, a 300 passing yard game. You love to see those, especially after last year where it was almost impossible to see 200 yards get thrown. So that's a good first sign of things to come. The rushing game, Jamal Williams didn't have a fantastic game. I mean, he had a game-sealing run, which was absolutely beautiful to see, but he had 18 attempts for 45 yards, which is only a 2.5 average. Now, I can't really blame this on him because, like I said, with Derek Carr, the offensive line was just so bad. It was all over the place. I do have to give credit to Tennessee's defensive line. We knew they were great coming in, but they babied the fuck. They rockabye babied the shit out of Trevor Penning and company. It was really, really bad, really just awful to watch. But that run protection is a big reason why he only had 2.5 yards per carry. Rashid Shaheed had a 6-yard pickup as well, and that was pretty much it for the run game department. Taysom Hill had 3 carries, which is pretty low even for having a good quarterback and such. You even when Drew Brees was out there, Taysom Hill was getting the ball and was able to run and show off that athletic prowess that he has, but he didn't really get those opportunities today, which is something that I have to ask Dennis Allen why. I don't know why Taysom Hill wasn't being used. It's kind of it's confusing. I don't understand it. You have a guy as talented as him, and you're just like, he can come in for 3 plays and pick up 4 yards, and we'll call it good there. That is, I feel like, was a missed opportunity, especially with Alvin Kamara not playing these first 3 weeks. I would have felt like Taysom Hill would have gotten a few more carries, barring that news. The receiving game, Chris Olave was absolutely fantastic, dude. He looked just as good as he did to close out last year. He looked fantastic. There was this point where he went down, but it wasn't serious because he came right back out and continued balling. 10 targets, 8 receptions, 112 receiving yards, a 14.0 yard per reception average. He was shifty, he was smooth, he was fast. He was everything you want to see out of Chris Olave, and he picked up where he left off like nothing happened. Rashid Shaheed also had a really big game as well. 6 targets, 5 receptions for 89 yards and a receiving touchdown. Our only touchdown of the game went to Rashid Shaheed, and also one that put the nail in the coffin in Tennessee. He had a giant reception there as well. Michael Thomas, his first game back in a very long time, 8 targets, 5 receptions, 61 yards, a slower game for the veteran. I mean, not really slow, but he didn't put up Chris Olave or Rashid Shaheed numbers, but he still showed that he has that ability to play and he has those strong hands and he can moss somebody if he needs to. Juwan Johnson only got 3 receptions off of 5 targets with 36 yards. Would have liked to see our tight ends get involved a little bit more in this one. Don't understand what was going on with that. I'm sure all of these kinks will get worked out as the season continues. At the end of the day, it is only week 1, so we can't really shit on them too hard. Group, our kicker, absolutely fantastic. 3 for 3, 52-yard long. It was nice to like let him. He was shooting his little shit. It was going in. Weren't holding my breath. I was like, yeah, he's gonna make this shit. Blake Group got it. Boom. Really good to see. He was 1 for 1 on extra points as well. 10 total kicking points out of our 16 points on the team. MVP right there for sure. Rashid Shaheed was our return man for the majority of the game. He had 110 return yards, but fumbled the opening kickoff. That shit was so disheartening. You're like, oh, hell yeah. The Saints, I don't even care that we lost the coin toss and they deferred. We get the ball. We're going to go down and score. Boom, Rashid Shaheed fumbles. Tennessee recovers. They get a field goal out of it. And that's that. So, yeah, let's not ever do that again. The defense today was the absolute hero of this football game. If our defense wasn't as good as it was, we would have lost by a significant number of points. Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions. He had a 28.8 passer rating, which is the worst that he's had in his entire 10-year NFL career. The Saints defense was in his fucking head. He was missing throws. Absolutely amazing performance by us. Marshawn Lattimore, Paulson Adebo, Marcus May all had interceptions, and it was beautiful to see because that is something that we struggled with a lot last year. Not only were we dropping picks last year, we just weren't getting them. We weren't in the positions to make plays like that. And the Saints probably left 3 or 4 interceptions out there on the field too. So to know that we're in the mix for picks is absolutely amazing. Demario Davis had a baller game per usual. He looked great. Brian Breezy was very impressive. I didn't expect him to do as good as he did, but holy shit, he had a sack. He was applying pressure the entirety of the game. Him and Cameron Jordan were holding that defensive line down and putting so much pressure on Ryan Tannehill. That's why all those interceptions were happening. Fucking DeAndre Hopkins was in jail. Marshawn Lattimore was on his ass. And then you just have 50 million people crushing in on Tannehill, dude. Cameron Jordan and Brian Breezy looked amazing. I can't stress that enough. Even Peyton Turner looked good, but of course, he got hurt. So that's that. Marshawn Lattimore also suffered an injury, but came back towards the end of the game. All in all, I'm proud of the New Orleans Saints for getting a W. When you have a new team that's not really familiar with each other and they don't have that chemistry, you're going to have kinks. You're going to have problems because, yeah, they've been playing together all summer long at training camp and preseason and all that. It's like it's a completely different world when you're out there for real, for real. So as the weeks go on, things should get better. The offense was bad, but a lot of that was just offensive line play that I'm sure we will get figured out because Derek Carr was making good reads. He was throwing good passes. He had one bad throw, which was an interception, but other than that, dimes everywhere. I wasn't holding my breath, which is a new feeling when you had Andy Dalton, Trevor Siemian, and fucking Jameis Winston back there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the game down below. The refs were kind of stupid as fuck. They tried to review that Rashid Shaheed catch and take it away. They didn't give us the PI on Chris Olave that was 100% a PI and then immediately called PI on us the drive afterwards. Bullshit, but we're not, there's no excuses. We won the game. It is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you boys for stopping by. Let me know what you thought of the game down below. More videos coming this week. I'm no longer slacking, so you guys will get plenty. See you guys in the next one. Adios.